Thanks for what you do with your podcast and all the rest. You're doing a great job. Hope everybody keeps tuning in. You get a lot of good info, a lot of insights, understandings of how to get strong, how to stay strong, how to use your strength.
You do a great job, dude. You make things better than they are in real life, I think.
If you don't follow Massenomics, y'all do it. Social media, website, everything.
Massenomics.
Welcome, everyone, to episode 192 of the Massenomics podcast. We've got so much damn good stuff to talk about this week, we don't even know where to start. Correction, though, I do know where to start. The ads.
Always start with the ads.
Yes, this episode is brought to you by Hybrid Performance Method. They're your one-stop shop for all things fitness and online coaching. Whether your goals are training-related, nutrition and body composition-related, or both, Hybrid has a program for you. With dedicated and experienced coaches in each strength and fitness discipline, you can rest assured that you're in the best hands possible. Most importantly with Hybrid, make sure to use our code if you're going to get some of their training programs or nutrition programs. Our code is MASS. That's MASS in all caps, and that gets you 5% off any of those training memberships for the life of your membership. Visit hybridperformancemethod.com. Today's show is also brought to you by Lifting Large. Lifting Large is your one-stop online shop for powerlifters, strongmen, Highland Games athletes, CrossFit athletes, and anyone that lifts iron. Visit liftinglarge.com today. There's free shipping on any orders over $60, and 99% of the orders are shipped the very same day that they are placed. Today's episode is also brought to you by Spud Inc. The goal of Spud Inc. straps is to make products that support sports performance and help everyone achieve their training goals. They make products that last forever, won't bust your budget, and most importantly, leave no doubt about success when everything is on the line. Check them out online at spud-inc-straps.com. Thank you to our sponsors. My name is Tanner, and our other host over here,
Tommy, what's happening?
So we got 192, and we do have just a shit pot of stuff to go over.
We do. Tanner, before you even got here, in my head, I thought this is going to be our first 2+ hour podcast. Yeah. Given what time it is right now, I don't think that's actually going to happen. But
given what time it is right now in relation to my bedtime.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. So we're definitely not going to get through all of it, but
no,
that's just the way it goes sometimes.
Yep. It be like that sometimes, as the kids says.
It be like that sometimes, for sure.
Today is one of those times.
So Tanner, before I'm just I'm sort of absent-minded just because I'm getting my ad sheets ready.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to be scrambling for that later on.
When
so,
it comes out,
okay,
yeah.
Okay, I got that part taken care of, so I'm going to set that aside.
All right, we've got to talk about the weekend we just got through.
Before we get to that though, we have a lot of talking. I don't even have a what's in the can. This is peach pear. We don't have time to do what's in the can this week.
I need this too because as I was reading those ads, my mouth was a little parched, and that's what was forcing me to stumble over some of the words.
Yep. So we need a little refreshment before we get to work here.
All right, that helps. I'm going to do better on the ads on the end of the show because now my mouth isn't so dry.
That is better.
Need some of that podcasting fuel.
That's what they call it.
Cold LaCroix.
The podcast juice.
So today is Wednesday, December 4th or something like that as we're recording, maybe the 5th.
Mm-hmm.
And we're coming off of the Black Friday
extravaganza.
Weekend, everything that went. And just to kick it off right off the bat, it was a pretty awesome weekend in the world of Massenomics.
It was an awesome and an impressive weekend.
Yeah.
Like shocking to just. I hit the point in like my addiction stage of email where I'm like, it's been 10 minutes. I have to refresh email to see what happened. And it's like, boom, orders, boom, orders, boom, orders.
Yeah.
It's like, where do these people come from?
So thank you. Most importantly, thank you everyone that supported over that weekend.
Absolutely. It was shocking to see those coming in.
It was really cool. It was really fun. And that addiction thing is real to the point where you're like, you just need, like, you just want to see
Give me more of it.
Yeah, you're like, it's so much, but I just want more.
Like, you kind of get, everyone kind of knows the feeling. You have a post on Instagram, it starts getting likes, and maybe a few more likes than you're used to. You're like, oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
But now just imagine, like, that feeling, like, just amplified times 10, and it's all day long. And now, instead of being an imaginary number attached to it, there's actually a monetary value. And it's such an unusual thing to see.
Yeah.
It really is.
It is. It was cool, but so we released all the new stuff, and we sold a lot of the new items. I think the fan favorite is probably the lift shorts 2.0 at this point, right?
I mean, the numbers are there to back it up too. Yes,
we're kind of sold out of them. There's a couple sizes that are left. We already got a reorder of them back, so hopefully it won't be more than even by the time you're hearing this, hopefully not much more than a week or so until we got those restocked. But we sold a lot of lift shorts.
You never know what to expect. Like,
No.
if we're gonna sell 5 of them, it's like, okay, I guess we'd sell 5, but no, it was significantly more than that. I mean,
Yeah. The joggers were popular. We sold quite a few of the new joggers and the new shirts. I mean, really.
yeah, we had the black on black bench and breaking parallel. Like it was all moving, you know?
Yeah.
It was all things that people seemed to like. So maybe we kind of do sort of know what we're doing sometimes.
Maybe. It still might be a big maybe, but maybe we do.
Yeah, it's starting
Maybe
to feel like that a little bit.
Maybe we're just throwing darts at a dartboard.
That could be it too.
The rich get richer code did get used quite a bit. Though.
It did get used a
people
lot
out there
and
saving 25
that makes
cents.
me smile every time I see that.
Yeah.
And also the number of people that are in on the joke is growing exponentially.
One of my favorite parts about it is all the order comments. We got so many order
A
comments.
ton of them. And
Yeah.
those are special to see. Like
Yeah.
it might sound kind of they really do mean a lot to see those come in.
I love it's almost to the point where if we get an order and there's not a comment, I'm like,
it's more unusual.
Dang.
I'm like, you just bought a lot of stuff and you don't have a single comment for us. What's
Like,
going on here?
You know, we repost these, right? And people laugh at them. But I do really like that we get to repost those, and I think everyone collectively gets a good laugh out of those.
I get the feeling like some people are trying to like one up.
Yes.
There's definitely that going on.
Yeah, for sure. A lot of those comments. I don't know any other highlights on the.
Well, so it was Thanksgiving weekend, and it also happened to be.
Oh yeah, that's right.
The insane. We don't even really talk about Thanksgiving really, but we had an insane blizzard.
Yeah, we did.
And we like to give periodic weather updates around here,
Especially over the winter.
We got 16 inches of snow,
Yeah.
which doesn't happen like in one snowfall very often. You might get 16 inches over the course of a week or two if there's a few.
Or a winter sometimes.
Or a winter, yeah. But to get basically 16 in 24 hours, it was pretty crazy. So on top of that, we're like getting snowed in while this is going on. And Tanner, you were basically stuck packing orders then.
There was a lot of order packing. I employed my son Jack pretty heavily over the weekend to help me out running and packing, and we because we were giving away free koozies and stickers and stuff too. So he was slinging koozies and stuffing koozies with stickers, and it was. I stayed up until midnight a couple nights. Not like I was packing from
Get up at 6 a.m.
Yeah. Like I was managing my packing around our actual family activities.
I mean, at the end of the day, it is a family holiday,
right.
So,
but when we weren't doing family holiday stuff, I was pretty much packing orders, and I really wanted to. Not that it would have had to have happened. I wouldn't have even had to have stayed up that late doing it. But I just really, when I went to work on Monday morning, I wanted to have all of them
to have that cleared from your mind,
because I've mentioned it on the podcast before. It gives me like kind of real anxiety if there's a lot of orders that I don't have packed.
So here's my challenge, everyone: just go order a bunch of stuff right now and see if you can give Tanner anxiety.
Yes,
that's a challenge. Do it.
And almost never does an order come in, and I'm like, shit, because I'm still always just excited because there's another order. But Black Friday is like one of those rare days. So say I'm there, it's 12 at night, and I'm just like, I just got like 12 done. That knocks the list down to like 30. I'm with only 30 out now. And then I refresh it, and there's like 4 more orders, and I'm like, damn it.
It was like the Game of Thrones, like the Battle of the Bastards, when like lines of guys are going down. You're like, all right, the reinforcements are here. No, we're going down again. And it was like just that happening over and over, right?
And I still really like it's still of course that it's such I'm not even complaining about it, because
but you've never had the sensation of losing ground on packing orders before.
Right. Usually when I'm packing orders, by the end of it, I made ground, and on Friday, Saturday, there was actually losing ground. It was treading water wasn't even possible there at some points in time, but it was really cool. So normally the way we ship our orders, USPS, we always ship USPS, and normally I drop those off at what would you call that? It's a separate business, but they have a postal.
It's kind of like a copy center,
Yeah.
and it has a post office in it.
Right.
And it's on the way to work for you, so you
Yep.
just swing
I
by,
normally-
drop the stuff in.
Yeah, I drop it off there, and I stop there
Every day.
almost every day.
Yeah.
And so the ladies there all know me, and I say, "Oh, how's the weather today? It's good. It snowed 16 inches. That sucks." Yeah, that sort of thing. But so my pickup, the back of my pickup, I even had to park my car and drive my pickup, so you know it was serious
Because the pickup came out.
And it wasn't because of the 16 inches of snow, because the day before in that blizzard, I drove my car to the gym.
Yeah, I did
don't
see
know-
that.
yeah.
Because I didn't go because I'm like, well, there's no way I'll make it.
Yeah.
And then I saw it, I'm like, God, is that really possible?
Yeah,
But I think
I
you
d-
maybe just got a jump start on it. Because it
Well-
was still snowing that day, right?
Yeah, it was pretty bad when I got there, but that was like some of the heaviest of snowing. One of the other guys, when he got to the gym after I'd already been there for maybe 20 minutes, he goes, "How long has your car been parked there?" I was like, "Oh, I just getting started." He's like, "You can't even see the tracks where you pulled in."
Yeah.
And,
I didn't even attempt to leave. I had every intention of going to the gym, and I woke up in the morning like, yep, this ain't happening today.
I, of a point of pride, drive my car like that just to be like, didn't need my pickup. I knew I
Yeah,
didn't-
you truck people.
Yeah, but actually, when I got there in my car, that was one of the few times where I thought,
I might have made the wrong choice.
I'm
here.
really going to be upset with myself if I get stuck on the way home, because the snow plows had started too. And what happens is when they go through an intersection, to get through that intersection becomes the biggest hurdle.
Well, it
you
gets to
know?
the point where the ridge that's left can be a couple
Yeah.
feet tall.
Yes.
And your car cannot get through that.
Right. But luckily, Ross was there at the gym and he was in his pickup, and I left at the same time as him and followed in his wake and made it out. And I got home and I was like, all right, thank God. I didn't want to have to flag down someone to get pulled out and everything. But anyway, so I took my pickup full of orders, and I did not go to the usual post office in that copy center that I typically do, because
You had a full payload.
a pickup load, and I knew that I had a feeling that the ladies there may be a little bit annoyed with me if I walked in with
You're at the wrong place.
Yeah, with that many orders, and I didn't even just want to carry them all through the door. So what I did is went to our big
The
post
actual
office.
central post office.
Yeah, it has mini loading docks and everything. I walked in. There's a line there because apparently, this time of year, everyone's at the post office no matter when you go, even in a blizzard.
Still a foreign concept to me, but
Yeah. And I got up to the window after waiting about through 5 or 6 people and asked the lady, or I said to her, "So I've got like a large amount of packages. They all have labels on them and the postage is all paid and everything, but I wasn't sure if you really wanted me to carry them all through this front door here. It's going to take a while, and I don't know if you want to handle them all that way. Is there something else we can do?" She kind of gave me a funny look. I figured this is not I can't be the only people do.
That seems weird.
Can't
to
be
think you're the
uncommon,
only
right?
one.
Right. But it kind of got to look like maybe it was a little uncommon. But maybe other people just know the system already.
That could
They're
be
not
it too,
walking
yeah.
up to the window and doing this. And she goes, "Well, what's a lot?" And I was like, "A pickup full. Like the back of my pickup's full of them." And she goes, "Well, let me ask the guy in back. Brian was his name. Let me ask Brian." And when she said Brian, something clicked to me in my name or in my memory. I was like, "Oh, that sounds familiar. Brian at the post office. Brian at the post office." Anyways, she went back and came back out, and she said, "Yeah, Brian said you can pull around to the back, like to dock 4 or whatever, and he'll help you out." So I backed up there, and as soon as I pulled up, I was like, I do know who that is. He, Brian, you would recognize him. He competes in our local Highland game every year. He does the Masters. And if you remember, there's always like 2 Masters guys that are big.
And are really good, actually.
Yeah, and good at the Highland game.
Okay,
He's one of those guys.
Ah.
And I don't know if he recognized me right away at first, but after I got out, then he did. And the last Highland game I did, you weren't there. After it was over, we talked about it, and he's listens to the podcast, and knows about Massenomics and everything. And we talked about the gym quite a bit. And he got out, and I had posted on Instagram a picture of all, me and Jack standing next to this mountain of packages, and he goes, "Oh, I saw that on Instagram. I wondered if you were going to take that to QQP like you normally do, or if you're going to
come to the main.
if you're going
the
to
main
bring
hub.
here." And Brian helped me with that, and then I mentioned to him, I was like, "I didn't get to do the Highland Games this year. I tore my ACL," and he goes, "I know. I listened to the podcast. I know about it." So thank you, Brian, if you're listening to this. Brian is probably he's the strongest postman and
I want to think he's maybe the strongest postal worker in the country.
someone that's going to have to prove us different.
Yeah, until someone can prove us wrong, I'm giving him that title.
Yeah. Yes.
Awesome.
So we got to have a good chat, and I always like the opportunity to have a good chat about Massenomics. So
Especially over a big load of packages.
Yeah, but it's it's funny.
So what do they do? Do you just load it? Do they have you pull up to a loading bay?
Yeah, I
or?
backed up to a loading dock like an actual semi would back
And then they
up
give you
to,
a
and-
shovel to shovel them out.
I had filled all of our clothes hampers that we had in our laundry baskets, I guess. I always say clothes hamper.
Yeah,
my wife,
same
but
thing.
laundry baskets. Yeah, tell my wife that it's
Isn't
the same
it the
thing.
same thing?
I guess not. I don't know.
I always say laundry basket,
Yeah,
but
laundry basket.
I assume
You knew
when
what I meant.
Oh yeah. To me,
Yeah.
that they are interchangeable.
So they're all in there, and they just had big carts on wheels that we just dumped everything into.
Gotcha.
And then I don't know. From there, they're in Brian's hands.
Yep. Wow.
And I think a lot of those are hitting out. Those are starting to arrive. But I was proud of that we got them all out by the end of the weekend. I didn't want to have to worry about it through the week and continue to get farther behind. But B, I just thought, I was like, this people will appreciate it if they order and
get
get
it,
those.
not wait 2 weeks.
Right.
Yeah.
Some companies, they probably get 10 times the orders we do, and maybe they have a problem with that. But at this point, we're still able to keep those pumped out on a decent time schedule.
Yeah. And I would also assume the company's getting 10 times the order we do
Have
are full-on
employees.
businesses.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Really, yes. I hope so. If they're getting 10 times,
I don't know how they couldn't be.
Yeah,
The numbers don't quite add up if that's the case.
no. It's gonna take more than me and an 8-year-old.
To keep it all moving. Yeah. No, it was really just, again, the whole thing was super awesome.
Yeah, it was
and,
really cool.
hard to comprehend while
Yeah.
it was taking place. But
Yeah.
we are very, very grateful for all of the orders and all the support that we got. It does mean a lot to us, and it is always shocking to just know that there is that behind us.
Yeah, a weekend or a day like that, it makes us sit back and be like, oh man,
Maybe
this
people do care.
Yeah, it's like, this is cool.
Yeah.
That is crazy that it was just this silly thing, and now that happened. It's it is hard to wrap your mind around, though. It's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. It's just, kind of just run out of words to talk about it. But yeah, we like to be shocked. So hopefully that's not the last time we'll experience something like that.
No. Hopefully
At least one
I bet
more
this
of them.
next weekend will be even better.
Probably. It's a weekend thing, I think, not a Black Friday thing.
It is apparent to me now that people like to buy stuff
They're
on
in
that weekend.
they're in the
That is
shopping mode.
Yeah,
They're
that
just
is
like,
the weekend.
everyone's doing. I think it's like a peer pressure thing. It's like,
Yeah.
everyone's buying stuff.
Did you buy anything over
No, I didn't buy anything. No.
I ordered one Christmas present online, but it was just because I had kept planning to do it, and I was like, if I don't get this ordered, I'm probably not going to get it in time. So
Yeah.
and it wasn't even on sale, but I just did it
Yeah.
because
Well, that's the thing that's changed about Black Friday. And I was reading a decent amount about that. Is that people are saying, not that many years ago, Black Friday was like, damn, there's some crazy deals out here. And now it's turning into
less deals.
and even the deals are on things that are several years, like when it comes to electronics, they're several years old,
Right.
Or it's models that are they're almost starting to make, I think on TVs, they're literally getting to the point where they're making Black Friday models where it might be the regular model, but they strip out some of the features to bring the price down. So
that makes a lot of sense. Actually.
So, okay, yeah, it's cheaper, but it's also less of a product. So, Black Friday is not quite what it used to be. And I think it's because people are probably seeing what we're seeing. Where people just want to buy stuff that
what
weekend.
do I need to put it on sale for? We're going to sell this even if we
people
don't.
People are just wanting to buy stuff. So why do we got to discent it? And I guess maybe that gets the first order in the door.
Yeah.
But
we're still nice enough to put our lift shorts on sale.
we still do offer that 25% discount.
Yes.
Mixed up my words there. Don't want to do that. Yeah, we still offer that 25% discount, and people were very appreciative for it.
Yes.
There's no shortage of people that wanted to take advantage of that, and we are happy to make their dreams come true.
Yep. It's literally the least we could do.
It is the absolute least we could do.
Our site doesn't allow us to run a discount where it actually charges you more. I tried to see if that was a choice because I wanted to honestly do it where it just charges you 25 cents more and see how many people
and it wouldn't let you do it.
No, you can't do. It's like And it's like, well, of course it can't. Why would they even build that into
Can you imagine like a feature request like, oh, someone's asking for a code to charge more? And they're like, no.
And I was trying to see if, figure out if there's a workaround for it or something. And really nothing, there's really nothing set up where you can charge more via a code.
Well, yeah, you don't even have to think about it. It makes no sense.
Right.
So.
Except for our very rare situation.
in our very limited.
I really
business
wanted to see
circumstance.
how many people would use it though.
Yeah, I think there would be some people that'd be like, well, you already took everything, so it's 25 more cents. That comment would have come in multiple times.
Yes.
Yeah. Wow. So yeah, Black Friday, enormous success. Thank you guys a lot. It was awesome.
Yep.
All right, Tanner. We have lots of things to talk about here. I'm trying to think of. I don't want us to get going and then get cut off by ads, but just with where we're at, we can probably we'll stretch it out to fit however here. So the next thing on my list that's happening in the Massenomics world that is like. I'm just popping on Instagram like, what does Massenomics do? I can't even keep up with this anymore.
The biggest craze sweeping the lifting world.
The lifting sensation of the world. And that is the Jefferson Deadlift.
Yeah. It really is. It's big now. It is the hottest of hotness.
There are some things happening around. Yeah. You know, we actually, I believe it was our episode last week. We talked about how all these all-time world records have fallen over the course of 28 days. Add one more week. The biggest
one was right underneath our nose.
Add one more week to that, and I think it's safe to say a new all-time world record has fallen.
Yeah,
and I want to think that
it got broken 3 times since our last podcast.
Yes, and I want to think that we didn't break the record, but I want to think that we had a hand in the record even being attempted.
Oh, there's no beating around the bush. The Jefferson deadlift thing has to.
And we
did not invent the Jefferson deadlift.
And we are referring to the Jefferson deadlift here.
Yeah.
This is what we're talking about. We are talking about the Jefferson deadlift all-time world record.
Yeah.
And it's a very hard record to track because most meets don't do that lift. So there's open powerlifting.
Although there is we do know that there are weird, not powerlifting, but there's like this, I've got it all bookmarked and stuff, but there is like this lifting thing where the Jefferson deadlift is a lift.
And it can like pop up in strongman.
Yeah.
Like it's possible.
Yes.
But it's just recorded numbers of it are so hard to find.
Mm-hmm. But we did have Rick, what's the WWE guy? Buggs.
Yeah, I always forget his name.
Yeah. We've been tagged in his things probably 4,000 times. Mm-hmm. And what is his name? I got to look it up just to be official.
Just to give credit.
Eric Bugenhagen.
Okay.
WWE
and he was on
talent.
record. This was what was known as to us as the biggest Jefferson for about the past
few years. Yeah. 800 pounds. He did a Jefferson
and
deadlift.
why wouldn't that be the biggest one?
And there was a Russian guy that's done 777 is what we had recorded as
but
the second
that seems
biggest.
like that would be the biggest.
Yes.
There'd be no reason for anyone to go bigger than that.
Right. So then Sean did a 805 pound.
And this came out of nowhere.
Out of the blue.
And had you heard of Sean Green before this?
No, Sean Green, the deadlift machine, but no.
I was, when I first saw that, I wasn't familiar with him. Crazy strong guy.
Yes, very strong.
And he had a video, he did 805 Jefferson.
Yep.
And then he followed up with conventional too, didn't he?
Yes, he did both conventional and Jefferson, both. Jefferson being the more important. So that would have that at that time broke what we hold as the unofficial official world record.
And I saw that pop out of nowhere, and I was thinking, this is really cool.
Yeah,
I was not expecting that. We didn't have a heads up on it or anything. So, all right, the Jefferson deadlift world record is moving.
Yep.
This is exciting stuff.
So we shared that and reposted it, and Steve Johnson DM'd and said, "I'm gonna break that."
Forsaken Warrior for people that
Forsaken Warrior
that don't follow there.
He said, that's not going to be the record.
Who also? What's his biggest deadlift ever?
909?
Okay. I was going to say 903 or 905, but it's right in that low 900, which,
might have been the American record when he did it.
I think it was actually.
Yeah. And maybe Chris Wiest did 915 or something like that. The 308 American record. I don't know.
Yeah, that's where it gets tricky is because Chris Wiest is at 308 and Forsaken Warrior was at super heavy, wasn't he?
Maybe he is. I thought he's been at 308 before, but maybe he is at super.
I can't.
Know, yeah.
There's a weight class thing in there where there is some differentiation.
But anyways, obviously everyone knows Forsaken Warrior an enormous deadlift, like probably most well known for his large deadlifts, I think. And he messaged and said, not so fast. I'm going to give that a try. So he did. And wearing the Massenomics deadlifter shirt, he pulled 810, which looked pretty easy, I think. I mean,
it was,
as far as an 810-pound deadlift goes, I think
it was by no
easy.
means his max.
No.
You definitely watched it and thought, yep, there's more there if he wanted to push it. But why would he push it? Why would he push it?
Right. And I think it's interesting to note a Jefferson deadlift, I think maybe for some people is maybe not harder than their traditional deadlift, or
I don't think it is.
Maybe even easier for some people.
I think it actually can be.
Yeah, maybe. Even
I also
easier for
want.
some people.
I want to think that with like some training, it probably actually could be an easier lift.
Right. From the last time I did it, it felt harder to me than.
But
even
when you did it though, just tweaking your form a little bit did change.
Right. It's something that takes some.
It does have some technique to it.
Yes, definitely. But so he did the 810-pound Jefferson deadlift for the new world record, the new official unofficial Massenomics world record. And Sean Green had then already said, I'm going to go for 900 pounds. I'm going to load up on Thanksgiving and go for 900 pounds.
And that's like taking the record to a whole another place.
Yes. And Steve, when he did 810, also said, I don't know if he put this on his post or I know he messaged it to us and said, that was easy. I think I can do at least 900, if not mid 900s. So all of a sudden, then we have this 900-pound battle. What they just broke. They're just the first and second people to do over 800 pounds, with Eric having done 800 even. And now all of a sudden, the number is going to be 900. Well, just on the way over to record this podcast, Sean Green does 906 pounds.
Again, these are all just out of nowhere.
And it looked like a really fun gym environment when he did that. Like the guys just
people were hyped,
like genuinely,
as
like,
they should be.
Like, and that wasn't like let's get hyped for Instagram. That was like,
this is the real deal. Which I'm assuming he's never deadlifted 900 pounds before.
I'm not sure what his best deadlift is.
Okay.
I guess I don't. You would think he hasn't done 900 pounds.
Just because a 900 deadlift is so...
Well, and I think maybe he competes single ply.
That's what I thought I read in his bio.
Okay. Yeah. He's got the 275 class 920-pound world record single ply.
Oh, he does. Okay.
Single ply. But I don't think when he did this, he wasn't wearing a suit. You know, he was wearing barbell commission shorts.
As all Jefferson deadlifts are, completely raw.
I'm just watching again as we speak here, and he locks out. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
But not so we shared that on our Instagram then, and not more than 5 minutes after that, Steve says, "What do you think's going to be better, if I do 900 for a set of 2 or 3, or do 910 for a single?" And that was his response just right after Sean posts this, basically. So he's already planning on beating this in one way or another. And what is the answer? So Sean did 906 for a single. What's the answer if he does?
I think, to me, just because we're talking absolutes, like all-time world record, to me right now the more exciting thing is, where does the top end?
Yeah.
Where is the limit with this thing?
Right.
Like, where will it actually slow down? Because these guys are destroying the record time after time.
Yes.
And I don't know. Are these guys going to do this? And then Caleb Williams going to say, "Let me put my hand in the ring here." Yeah.
So Steve has that in his poll on his story right now.
Does he?
So we'll see what the people vote. I think people will probably vote 910.
I think so. I think people want to see the bigger lift.
Yeah. But we'll see. We're gonna make sure he's got a Jefferson deadlift shirt for when he does that lift.
You got to.
Yes.
You got to.
But since we're talking about that, and this comes out on Monday, something that we were talking about, we're going to do our own Jefferson deadlift competition of sorts.
Yeah. We'll have more details on it coming, but we have some fun Jefferson plans for you guys out there, and I don't know what do.
Yeah, stay a while. Keep an eye on our Instagram page, because we're going to have the details on that.
Yeah.
But there's going to be a sort of an online Jefferson deadlift competition that everyone can get involved in, and everyone could have a chance to win something.
You don't have to deadlift 900 plus to win anything here.
Yeah.
We'll have more rules, but yeah, there's going to be there's just too much awesome stuff happening with the Jefferson deadlift right now for us to not get everyone involved. So watch out. There's going to be more coming. And the other thing with Jefferson deadlift, Barbend also did a little write up on it.
Yes, on the Jefferson deadlift and on Sean
and they were happy to give credit to where credit was due.
Yeah, there was a good amount of Massenomics talk in that.
Yeah.
I really liked that.
And what was, I can't even remember I read the article a few days ago. They were just kind of just saying like, all right, this is what the Jefferson trains and hits.
Yeah.
And I think they were just kind of talking about like the resurgence around it.
Right. And they did even mention in there that probably a big part of the reason for that resurgence could be credited to Massenomics.
I mean, as of a year ago, I'd never heard of one a year ago. I'd seen it done. I never knew it was called a Jefferson deadlift. And, you know, I want to think that I wasn't the only one in that position either.
Where it started for us is when we were on our trip back from the Arnold on our drive, and we watched someone do it and we talked about it or something and said,
well, no, it was because everyone always had the sumo versus conventional arguments.
Yeah, that's what it was.
And we started chiming in with the Jefferson.
Yeah, right.
And we're like, oh.
Both sumo and conventional are both cheating. You know, like quit saying one or the other is cheating. They're both cheating.
Yep, there's only one that counts here.
That was the conversation we had, and we kind of chuckled and said, yeah. And then we
this
posted something.
This does need to be a thing.
Yeah.
And it actually caught on surprisingly fast. We thought it would take several months for anyone to even notice, but people picked up on it in a hurry because you guys are smart.
Yeah.
You know how this goes.
Yes, but it really seems to. So it got an initial jolt of popularity where people bought into it, but now with this, with Sean and Steve taking the numbers to the next level, people are kind of like, oh,
yeah.
So I think we'll see more and more Jefferson deadlifting, and I think with what we've got coming, more of you out there will be giving it a shot.
Oh yeah,
we'll incentivize.
I was just saying, there's incentives now.
Yeah,
I always got to have that incentive.
We have our Jefferson deadlift shirt that we've been selling, the one with Thomas Jefferson, the original inventor of the Jefferson deadlift. But we might have some other stuff coming then too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So keep on the lookout for that.
Yes. So that's and would you say that we are mostly responsible for the Jefferson
I want to think so. I don't see anyone else pushing the Jefferson deadlift, and if they are, it's just been in the last few months.
I see people hashtag one true deadlift that do not follow us. And I'm like, that is so weird to me that you've picked up on this one true deadlift thing, which we made up that hashtag for it, but they don't even follow us. And it's like, that's weird that you're not aware of us, but you're aware of like that still at this point.
There's just enough hype around it that it's developing a life of its own.
I guess that's,
it's like watching when your kids grow up and
send them out and
be an adult.
Yeah,
that's what's happening. They're out in the real world just doing their thing now.
I just wish the best for them.
Yep.
For the Jefferson deadlift.
But we'll check back in on him.
So that has been exciting.
Yeah. As all Massenomics things are.
Exactly. Not as exciting as this next thing we're going to talk about, though.
We are at that time, Tanner, and that time is time for ads. Today's episode is brought to you by Hybrid Performance Method. If you've been training without a coach and have been looking for a competitive edge, remember to check out hybridperformancemethod.com. Hybrid has 15 different strength and fitness programs covering everything from powerlifting and strongman to gymnastics and general fitness, all included in one training membership. That's not all. Hybrid also offers one-on-one personalized nutrition coaching that uses lifestyle habits and a flexible approach to shape your nutrition plan around your current lifestyle instead of turning your lifestyle upside down in order to support unsustainable habits that only work in the short run the way most programs do. If you're ready to take your training, nutrition, or both to the next level, use code MASS in all caps for 5% off memberships to all programs for the life of your membership. Today's show is also brought to you by Lifting Large. Lifting Large is your one-stop online shop for powerlifters, strongmen, Highland Game athletes, CrossFit athletes, and anyone that lifts iron. They have over 2,100 training tools from the top brands like Titan Support Systems, ER Equipment, Spud Inc., Skull Smash, Pro-Lock collars, Kabuki Strength, Texas bars, Pioneer belts, and more than 15 other manufacturers. Lifting Large has been serving strength athletes around the world through their online store for over 15 years. Owners Mike and Teal Ottoman have over 55 years of experience competing in powerlifting, strongman, and Highland Games. They hold multiple world and American records, so you can rest assured knowing the products they carry are the best in the industry. Visit liftinglarge.com today. There is free shipping on any orders over $60, and 99% of orders are shipped the same day they are placed. Listeners of the Massenomics podcast can save 20% on Lifting Large branded items. Just use discount code MASS20 at checkout. That's MASS20 at checkout to save 20% on Lifting Large branded items. Place your orders at liftinglarge.com today, and you can follow them on Instagram at liftinglarge.com. That's liftinglarge.com. And the Massenomics podcast is also brought to you by Spud Inc. and the Safety Squat Bar Strap. The Safety Squat Bar Strap works on every bar you already have. The Safety Squat Bar Strap is the perfect strap to keep in your gym bag if you don't want to fork out the cash for a safety squat bar or if your gym doesn't have one. The Spud Inc. Safety Squat Strap is simple to use and just attaches to nearly any bar you own, like the Buffalo Bar, Rhino, Canebird, or even the classic straight bar. And don't worry, the Safety Squat Bar doesn't make squatting any easier than a normal safety squat bar, so you're going to be working just as hard. And that's what we're all about.
No, I like it to be easier, actually.
No. It will still fry your mid and upper back, but it is much easier on the shoulders than the nasty old straight bar. You can even put your forearms or elbows in the straps and squat with no hands if you want to. Because, look, ma, no hands, right?
That's right. Hashtag.
And like all of Spud Inc.'s amazing products, or I think almost all of them, it's made in America, and it attaches to almost any bar. Like I said, that is the anything from the Buffalo Bar to Buffalo Bar, Canebird, Rhino, and your standard straight bar. Thank you, Spud Inc. and the Safety Squat Bar Strap.
Love hearing from those sponsors.
I do too.
They're what make this podcast possible.
Yeah, great people. So support them.
Yeah. Not just for Black Friday, even after like these gray weeks after Black Friday, you can still support them all.
Yeah.
I'm sure they're all reeling from Black Friday too.
I want to hope they are.
Yep.
They should be.
Yep, they are. I've got faith in those companies.
Yeah. I do
They've
too.
got faith in us.
Yep. So we got faith in them.
Yes.
Tanner, there was some powerlifting drama.
Ooh. I love a good internet powerlifting drama.
And that drama is around not Reebok record breakers. The meet formerly known as Reebok record breakers.
Slingshot.
Now
record breakers.
Slingshot record breakers.
Now
Nothing. And so there it is. The meet no longer exists.
Yeah.
And so I think some people, I think a lot of people were surprised that the meet doesn't exist because it is one of the more popular meets.
Yeah, it's one of the top 10 powerlifting meets for sure, right?
Yeah, definitely in America.
Yeah,
I mean, you could
yeah.
maybe even see one of the top 10 in the world possibly. But
Yeah,
it always has an impressive roster of lifters.
Yep.
There's always some all-time world records broken, some
Yep.
great performances. But the one thing that they're always a little lax on is the judging.
I don't
And-
think that's even arguable, right?
I don't think so. No, I think it's just what they're known for at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't have to be like that hard of a fan to know that. Like
Right.
that's you can't argue that fact. Like that is a fact. There's nothing you can say about that. So people know that, and that's just the way it is at that meet. Sure, whatever. But they decided they're not having the meet anymore. And I think Jesse Burdick was kind of he's
the meet director.
Yeah, I was gonna say it is his
Because people are kind of getting on Mark Bell, like, oh, where's this going? What's going on? But it's like, well, Jesse is and I think he's owning up. He's trying to make sure people knew that too. That it's it was his decision to do that, to stop holding the meet. That was his decision. It wasn't Mark Bell or Slingshot's decision to do that.
Yeah.
And he was trying to make sure people knew that, because I think Mark Bell was getting some hate, like, what are you doing
because
here?
it's really easy just to
to hate on
like
him.
everything's Mark's fault.
Yes, right.
So did you have some DMs?
A little bit, yeah. I talked to him and just seeing what's going on, and nothing that you wouldn't just figure out of what the reasons are, but basically just like not. I mean, really, the thing I think he's just not fun for him at this point, so he's not going to continue to do it. You know, the what he gets out of it doesn't equal what he has to put into it anymore, and that was really his real reason. And I'm sure he's just kind of tired of dealing with the bullshit, and that was what he said.
Yeah,
or, it's like, but I mean, it's like, well, most of the flack that they caught was because of the judging, so everyone just says, well, can't you just?
I think that was all the flack.
Yeah,
I mean, really?
yeah.
Did they have any?
No,
flack
that was
besides
it. That was it. 100%. Yeah, I even worded that incorrectly. Like, I think that was the only criticism people had about it. But what people would say is, couldn't you just correct that and
just say judge better, or just get different judges?
Right,
like, either one of those seem like
because they historically kind of get. I don't know if they did it this year or not, but it's like the Stan
kind of
Efferding,
the guest judges.
Yeah, the celebrity judges.
That may or may not have also recorded lifts while they're judging in the past.
Yeah, right.
Things like
didn't
that.
Stan do that?
Don't, like that don't look good ever. Like, what sporting event ever has a referee recording something on his phone while he's reffing?
Yeah, that's a good point.
It's a very bad look for any. I would say
maybe
any
he was
sport.
just trying to test out like video recording lifts for judging, so he could look back.
Yeah, and that's not the official way to do that either.
Yeah, but I mean, I could see it even if Jesse. Like, I'm sure he realizes that that's the thing that's going on, and I suppose he's just like, screw it. I don't even want to do it anymore. It's just a headache, and I can totally picture that. But yeah, also maybe someone else will pick it up and like can almost do the same thing in sort of the similar place and still call it slingshot record breakers.
I mean, it could exist still, but also like when that meet, since that meet existed, since when it was Reebok Record Breakers. I don't know how many years the meet actually goes back. It goes back at least 4, maybe 5, right?
I would think, yeah. I bet it's one of those two, 4 or 5 years, yeah.
And since then there's been a lot more. I don't think the U.S. Open existed at that time.
I think it was before that, yeah.
Yep.
Probably
and
was around for
the
a year
tribute
or two
meet
before.
for sure didn't exist then.
Right.
And big dogs would have been starting right around
at the
then,
same time,
or maybe even after.
Boss of Bosses could be older than that.
I think it could either that or it's right around the same time too. But just the number of premier meets has grown significantly.
Right.
So it's if it was like if it existed for 1 year and it went away, it'd be like, ooh, wow, what will replace that? But right
There's
now,
other
right now there
replacements,
are other options.
Right.
It's just, to me, it's good for the sport for there to be these more premier events. But with that, you want to see premier events being held to a premier standard.
And the comments I saw from pretty much all the lifters that have ever done it before is how much they enjoyed doing that meet. Like Kaylor said it, he's done it 2 or 3 times, and pretty much every lifter, the Love Bug,
Herbie.
Yeah. He said it's one of his favorites to do. I'm sure Boss of Bosses is up there for him too, obviously. But just all of them that do it say how much they enjoyed that meet. And maybe it's because, they enjoyed it because they were going to get fast. But
they knew lifts were going down.
That's kind
as
of
long
a joke,
as I don't get buried on anything, I'll be okay.
But they did
from a very freeing feeling.
Yeah, from the lifter standpoint, it sounds like it was really a fun meet for them to do.
And I'm sure, I would imagine those guys know how to run a meet, and they obviously have the funding behind it too.
Other thing though, like the payouts for that meet in particular aren't on par with the tribute meet. Or
not anymore. No,
if they're paying out $1,000 for someone to break a record or something,
it's not up there with those.
Right. But still, just to break an individual lift record, if you're going to do it, you're going to get $1,000 to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe you still aren't someone that can win the tribute meet or the.
I mean, it's cash, but at the same time, a lot of these guys got to fly there and do it.
So but maybe some of those guys there are paying them to come do it. Maybe they're paying Kaylor to lift there or something too, but maybe not.
Maybe, you're still not doing it to get rich.
No. Yeah, I can try and spin it every way possible.
Or to really even make money.
Yeah, and really, it's $1,000. Like, if you think about it in terms of real life, like that's just even if you're financially responsible, like $1,000.
Everyone wants $1,000 bucks, but also
that just disappears
into life pretty easy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Or even if you just save it, your life is
not different at all.
measurably different. Like
Yeah.
if someone gives you $10,000, like it's not gonna for most people it really isn't gonna change their life that much. But
Well, they'll just figure out a way to spend it.
Yeah, that's
That's
true.
how it'll
Yeah.
change. It'll manifest itself into stuff.
that's true.
But besides that, yeah, it won't change much.
But anyways, so I guess that the record breakers is not going to be a thing anymore going forward unless someone else picks it up. But and why wouldn't Slingshot just, if someone else is volunteering to do it, they'd probably tie their name to do it again maybe.
I would just assume maybe they don't want to be tied up with that there.
Yeah.
The headache of it, because remember Mark Bell, they used to have the super training backyard meets.
meet, yeah.
And
yeah.
to me, this is, I don't know whether this is actually what it was, but to me, this is kind of like what that evolved into. It went from the backyard meets to the record breakers.
Yeah,
meet.
that kind of seems like right from
Because
the
it's
timelines too.
sort of the same crew.
Yeah.
That meet sort of went away. This one came in, and it was
Yeah.
kind of meant to be that really elite one. But I don't know. It seems weird to me to think that Mark Bell probably wouldn't be associated with like a premier meet of some kind. But just because he's still, at the end of the day, that's what his living is based around, powerlifting.
Right.
So.
Yep. Yeah.
I don't know. But also on the topic of Mark Bell, there's one thing that I've been noticing, Tanner. And I'm not one of those guys. There's a lot of people that love to hate on Mark Bell.
Like we were just talking about.
I mean, we weren't hating on him, though.
No, but like how it's just easy to hate.
Yeah.
He's an easy target because
Well,
he's
just 'cause
very popular.
Well, and he's just the biggest name.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so I understand, or I see why people do that. Yeah, it's the easiest thing to make jokes about.
Yeah.
You pick the biggest name. It's like
We've made jokes
There's a
about
reason a
him,
lot of
though.
comedians make jokes about Trump. He's just the easiest target for that right now.
Right.
They may or may not be funny, but there's the reason why people are doing that. There's easy targets for stuff. And
Right.
in the powerlifting world, Mark Bell is that person because he's one of the biggest names. I'm just ignoring the dog. So if anyone's watching and just be like, wow, that guy doesn't pay attention, I'm just hoping he'll go away. But
They probably can't quite see it on camera.
yeah, he
anyways.
probably can't, but he's getting very annoyed that we're going so late. But so Mark Bell, one thing that I've noticed about him lately, and like I said, I'm not going to be that guy that's going to be hating on Mark Bell, like, oh, he's the worst, because he's not. He's not the worst thing that happened to any of this.
No.
But all of his posts are almost all related to keto and food. Almost all of them. Almost all of them. And there's one thing specifically that I think is like almost like it's comical. It's funny.
yeah.
And that is, he started to have a lot of posts about how you need to be, doing your keto diet and eating all your meat, and those carbs are ruining your life, and those carbs are so addicting, those carbs own you, and how you need to be on intermittent fasting, and you need to be bigger than food. Don't let food
Not
own you.
letting
You need to
food-
be in
yeah,
control. Yeah,
yeah.
don't let food control you.
You make the decisions.
You make
Food
the
doesn't
food.
make
Yeah,
the-
food doesn't run your life. And I'm
Yeah.
thinking, all you post about is how food shouldn't run your life, and you don't want. It's like you've almost gone the complete other way to the extreme that food runs your life because that's what you post about.
Right.
Hasn't he kind of gone
Yeah.
the complete?
At least maybe not the original way he's talking about food running your life, but food is running his life in
that this is what I talk about. It's
yeah,
what I post about.
yeah.
It's what I produce content about.
Right.
I have to preach about this all the time. Like he's gone to the pendulum's completely swung the other way
Yeah.
from, what he would call as being a 350 pound fat guy or whatever he was at
Right.
to, now being 200 pounds or whatever he is. But it's, one was the guy that wanted to eat everything. And now the other end is the guy that says you can only eat like 5 things. Or the 5 things that fit into these categories, these 5 categories, you have to stay here and don't also only do it during certain times.
Yeah.
Also add in these supplements, but don't let food ruin your life or
Yeah.
don't let food run your life. And I'm just thinking like, you're still the same person. You're still a person that's completely consumed by food habits and
Yeah.
how it affects you. And whereas before, maybe you didn't talk about it and it ran your life. Now you talk about it and it runs your life because you do talk about it.
Yeah. And I think it for him at this point, it probably basically all revolves around.
It's all business.
Yeah, it's all like every post he
But
has.
the one I
is-
still don't completely get is from a monetary standpoint, what he has to gain pushing like a keto diet as hard as he does.
I think he
And-
has a book.
Well, so
and
I think he kind of has a book. He has like a keto supplement.
Yeah.
And I don't know if he gets some type of kickback from Stan for pushing the vertical diet a little bit too. I don't know if that exists, but I just keep thinking like, man, like you push that really hard. And also, I don't know if it's because feels like he's basically exhausted every powerlifting resource you could do.
Right. And it's
it's
just
like, I
only
don't
so
have-
much of that he can.
Yeah, produced everything powerlifting wise I can over the
Right.
last 8 years.
Right.
So I guess I got to
So
move
I
on to
switched
diet.
gears to this, so I have
and
something.
keto can be that thing. And so that's just where it's like, I don't care enough about diet to.
That's what I was gonna say.
I just have no interest in it.
Yeah, diet is.
And there's people that. I think a lot of our listeners have an interest in diet, and I shouldn't say I have no interest in diet. I have an interest in like a healthy, sustainable
but you don't
diet.
have
But
that much interest in specific diets.
well,
like,
and there's
there's
also the same reason I don't care about people that I don't listen to podcasts where people talk about only being vegetarian, just because I think it's annoying to hear people only talk about their diet. It's one of the most annoying subjects to hear people talk about is their diet, because anyone that's on a diet or is adhering to some specific type of diet thinks it's the best diet ever.
Yeah,
and
it's dogmatic
usually
then.
their goal is to spread the word and convert people to that diet. And that's just where the diet thing, I don't care about it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of ways to do it. There's a lot of ways to be healthy.
Yeah.
There's a lot of ways to do it. And to say like only one of them is right
Yeah.
is absolutely wrong.
Yeah, people get to be zealots about it and dogmatic and
Yeah.
like yeah.
And with all of these, like you're hyped on it. Mark Bell's not going to be on a keto diet for the rest of his life.
Right.
Like he's not going to be on that till the day he dies. It's possible he could, but statistically he's not
No.
going to be.
No, I don't
It's the
think
same
so
thing.
either.
People that are vegetarian, statistically, you're not going to be vegetarian at some point.
Right.
You're going to go back. So with all of these, it's just, I don't know. I probably sound like an old man venting over here, but
No.
that's just like, to me, that's like one of the more lame parts of like Instagram.
Yeah, and I'm just not
online.
into it too. I've never really liked the.
I just like see the post and go
Yeah,
right
I
by,
agree.
and it's
That's-
like on to the next thing.
But I goes back to on him. Like all of his stuff is that way. There's not very many of his posts that are like, oh, this is interesting. I want to see what he's actually up to, because it's all it's like all marketing.
Mark's cooking a steak today.
Yeah.
Okay, cool, I guess.
Yeah.
So,
But he obviously, what he does works for what he's trying. Like, I mean, like whatever
Yeah.
he's selling or whatever, it's apparently working.
I see him take trips.
Yeah.
Like flying first class overseas. So
Right.
clearly making lots and lots of money.
Buying a new SUV.
Yeah, doing that thing
Yeah.
too. So yeah, he's clearly rolling in hundreds of thousands of dollars,
Yeah.
probably monthly even.
Right.
But it's that slingshot money, baby. I think it is the slingshot money, right?
Well, that's certainly the start. And
Well,
like,
I
I
can't
think
imagine-
it's the slingshot, hip circle, knee sleeve
Yeah, like
money.
I don't think they're killing it that much in apparel. are
No,
they? I mean
no.
their apparel sucks.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I don't like their apparel. I guess there's nothing wrong with it, but
No,
there's
it's not.
nothing exciting about
No,
it.
I would even think that. Well, I don't know. To me, almost like I wonder if their apparel like crescendoed at a certain point and like,
Yeah,
like
I
it
just
peaked
to
and-
me it's if you're gonna look at in my head if you said where does Mark Bell's money product wise come from, it's number one. Well, I think they've said number one. It's the hip circle.
Yeah, I
isn't
think
he?
the hip circle because it transcended powerlifting so far. You know, it's
and then probably behind that is probably like sleeves.
sleeves. I think if you lump sleeves together and the slingshot, those are the
Well,
three.
I would put slingshot probably at number 3 on that
Yeah,
list.
yes,
It might
yeah, I
even be. It's probably even below. The wraps are probably even above that.
Yeah, wraps. I'm sure they
because they
sell
have
a lot of
10,000
too. Yeah,
variations of them.
But that's where the money's at for sure. Like there's, and then he's got everything else beyond that, books and maybe some supplements and all that stuff. But I think those
I want to say, with the whole 80-20 rule, I'm thinking 80% of the income is coming from those
3 or 4, I think
really
so,
like
too.
2 product categories.
Yeah.
Really 1 product category, stretchy canvas that you put on different parts of your body.
Yes. Yeah, the apparel on there and it can't. I mean, no, it can't be that big. Like I question like how much more apparel they sell than we do almost, where I'm like, how many shirts did people buy from them on Black Friday, I guess?
Yeah.
I mean, like,
and you also have to assume that their markup on we understand the t-shirt business. We know the markup on a shirt.
yeah,
I
we really know the markup on on the pair of
well,
shorts.
we do that, but
I bet we sell more shorts than they do. If they even sell shorts.
I don't even, yeah. But wraps, they got to be getting those things from China for like.
Oh yeah,
Do you think they pay $1 for any of them?
and I just think the quantities that they're.
Well, I know that's
ordering
what I'm saying.
stuff
Do you
in,
think
too.
any of them actually cost them $1?
I bet at this point in time, I don't know. Probably
And-
you're talking low dollar numbers. On,
Yeah, and then they're probably and then what do they sell?
Well,
Most wraps sell for
said
$30
it,
plus.
Who said it to us the one time that
Well, Matt was talking about buying stuff overseas.
Oh
versus-
yeah, he said you.
Matt,
Yeah,
a
that's what he said.
pioneer, was
You don't get to be the meathead millionaire by buying high and selling low.
Yeah. And that's absolutely why you
Yeah.
buy stuff in China, is because it's really, really cheap.
Right, right.
And that's, I mean, you're probably sitting right now listening to this on devices made in China,
Yeah.
wearing clothes made in China. And so Mark's not doing anything unusual here. He's
Right,
doing what
right,
what actually most
Yeah.
people in the business world are doing. But I would just assume his margins are crazy on those wraps.
Yes.
You know, a hip circle, that is just a band of slightly more durable elastic.
Yeah, they basically
and
produce
what,
that.
what does that
product
thing go
in
for?
yeah.
$25-$30?
Yeah, that's probably just a certain stock item of elastic that they produce, and they just
Well,
said, tie that in a circle, sew that in a circle, and that's what.
There's a machine that probably goes, all right, 4 feet cut, 4 feet cut, 4 feet cut, and then it runs right into a sewing machine, and it pops them out. Then some of them are different colors. And there's,
but we've got.
I'm not saying this to knock on him, because I would love to be
Yes.
like making. I mean, it'd be amazing to make money that way.
Yes.
It just seems like, wow.
And here we are, the guys with the lift shorts, talking about people.
Yeah, I know. Well, there's always someone better, Tanner.
That's right.
We can never be the best,
for now.
but we can be the best at selling shorts, I guess.
That's true. We do have the market pretty well cornered on that.
Yeah. And then on the topic of Instagram, I noticed this today, and by the time you got here tonight, it was not doing this for me anymore. But from the time I woke up, checking Instagram multiple times throughout the day, there was an insane number of ads on my Instagram. And to the point where I rolling through, I'm like, I almost can't even keep up with my posts because there's so many ads in here.
Really?
And I'd never seen them like this before. They were all, it looked just like a regular post.
Yep.
And then just underneath, where the location is, it just said sponsored or whatever.
Yeah.
And they were all swipeable ones. And they were all ads. And to the point where I said, whoa. And I went, look, it was every fourth post was an ad. Every fourth one.
Really?
And in my head, I thought, this is actually this is the tipping point. This is
where this is gonna be
unusable. Well, you think about it.
Where they're going to screw Instagram to the point where people.
Well, yeah, this is absolute. Okay, let's just say you go through Instagram and you have 100 posts. 100 posts doesn't take that long to go through.
Right.
You now have 125 posts.
Right.
If you have 200 posts.
And 25 of them you don't want to see.
And then if you have 200 posts, now you have 250 posts you're going through. And it was obvious that this is and then on top of that, they make it look so much not like an ad that you have to stop on everyone for, because the ones I had one for Mike Rashid. He was, that shitty exercise bike we have at the gym, the old one.
Oh yeah,
I had an ad for Mike Rashid on that old shitty. It was the same one with that red wheel on it. Why do I have an ad for Mike Rashid on an exercise bike? Like, what is going on here?
Didn't he get busted for
steroids? Or something? Yeah. I don't know. I didn't read the ads, but I had ones for Nike, Adidas. Just it felt like my Instagram was broke, and so obviously that didn't happen to you then, or at least not to the point where you noticed.
Today I was a little over busy and I really didn't scan my Instagram feed very much, so I can't really give a good opinion on that.
But they do say Facebook and Instagram are always rolling out features
and testing and
just randomly to users. So
I've noticed that for sure.
So you could. I mean, anyone listening right now could potentially open up Instagram and see a version of it that almost no one else does, because they're always testing.
Yeah, and
things.
sometimes they do these things that get rolled out and everyone freaks out and then they disappear really quick too.
And they go away.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting. Supposedly the no likes thing's supposed to hit
what's
sometime.
up with that?
I feel like that one's been getting hyped for a very long time. And
why don't they just do it? What's the?
I don't know what the deal is there. But yeah, it's not happening yet.
What are they waiting for? Christmas?
Could be. And I got one more thing to complain about, Tanner.
All right.
And okay, do you have Disney Plus?
No.
You have Verizon though, don't you?
On my phone?
Yeah.
Yeah, my phone's
Are you on an unlimited plan?
Yes. But I have a weird unlimited
You do have
plan.
you have the weird grandfather thing.
Yeah. So maybe does that matter?
Well, I don't know. You could find out. So
Okay.
Disney Plus came out, a lot of content. I don't particularly feel like buying it, but Verizon has a promotion where if you're on an unlimited Verizon plan,
Okay.
they will buy a year of Disney Plus for free for you. So, okay, free stuff. I give Verizon way too much money for what
Yeah.
they give me in return.
Yeah.
I will
Get
happily
something
say
out
that.
of it. Yeah.
So yeah, okay.
Is there a catch to that at all?
No, it just they give you a free year, and then
You have to remember to cancel.
You have to remember to cancel. So yeah, but they give you a free year, so you go in and do that, and I think, hey, okay, awesome. I'll be on board for this. I'll take advantage of my free year. So I go into the app, you go into the add-ons, find Disney Plus, hit add, push your 2 buttons, boom. It says, congratulations, you have Disney Plus. I'm like, wow, that was really easy. I'm like, I think I'll get like an email or anything. No email comes through. It's kind of weird. Whatever, all right. So I go to the app on my phone, or, the app downloads, that goes. All right. Click Star Wars. All right, cool. Yeah. All right. All the shows are right here. They're playing. I'm, cycle through a few. Yeah. Everything works. Awesome. Okay. And this had some friends over. So it's like, guys, let's watch some Disney Plus show. Let's see what's on here. Let's check this out. So get the app on the TV, download on Roku, log in. Username doesn't exist. Like, okay. Typed it wrong. Our password doesn't work. All right. I definitely typed that wrong. Let's try that again. Password still doesn't work. All right, one more time. I always got to give it 3.
Yeah.
Password still doesn't work. Thinking, all right, well, technically I did just set up the account. There's probably some code that needs to do some talking here. I'll give it a little bit of time. And this was on a weekend. Didn't have much going on. So waited probably like a half hour. Said, okay, let's check this one more time. Password still doesn't work. Okay, that's really, really weird. So I go to my email. I'm like, it's also strange I never got an email confirming this in any way. Go to my email, nothing. I'll check my junk filter. Nothing in the junk. Just never got an email. And so that day, just never get it to work. Frustrated, annoyed, done with it, whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. So, all right, done with Disney Plus for that day. A week goes by. We get back from Thanksgiving. Tell my wife, we're sitting here. We should watch some Disney Plus. She says, yeah. I said, okay, you know what? I'll get this figured out. So I go to log in. It's definitely going to work now. Doesn't work. Same thing. Password does not work. And so I start Googling things. People are having this. Some people seem to be having the same issue. They say, well, just change your password. That kind of resets the whole system. You'll get in. So I go, and at this point, I change my password. And now when I change my password, I put a new one in. And now when I log into the app, it says, you don't have an account at all. So now my app that I have used before says, you don't have an account. But that's not true because I've watched Star Wars on this phone.
Right.
I've watched it. I didn't do anything to sign up for a free account. I didn't hit any of that stuff. I just logged in with what it gave me the first time.
Yeah.
So I'm annoyed. And so I say, okay, I'll call Disney. So I go and call Disney. And
Did Walt answer?
Walt did not answer. Someone else did. But first,
Mickey Mouse?
I think it was
What
Goofy.
kind of Mickey
I think it
Mouse
was-
operation are you guys running over there?
So this is where I know, all right, I'm going in the rabbit hole of things where I already in my head, I'm thinking there's like a 98% chance I'm not going to be happy with the outcomes of this. So I call Disney and it says your estimated wait time is 10 minutes. I hang up right away. I'm not waiting 10 minutes. My wife goes, why'd you hang up? You can just hang out. I go, fine. Okay, I'll call them back. So I call them back. They say 5 minutes. Like, sweet.
That was a good
I
choice.
jumped some spots
Yeah.
in line, even better. That was my first mistake, thinking it would be 5 minutes. It took about 14. Okay, sure. That's tech support in this current day and age. It's shitty. It's It's not customer service. It's just you're a number, you're waiting.
Right.
And so the person, naturally, it turns into a very quick thing of, oh, no, this isn't our problem. This is Verizon's problem. And then I do the whole thing of, well, so if I call Verizon, are they just going to tell me, no, this is Disney's problem? Because I feel like I'm going to be stuck in that circle here pretty quick.
Yeah.
And I'm getting mad at this point,
Yeah.
I'm getting annoyed. And I'm a patient person, but where I'm not patient is when I'm dealing with multi-billion-dollar companies that can't get their shit to work.
Yeah.
Because this is the whole point of these companies, right?
Right.
To like have shit work. So after like 10 minutes of the conversation going absolutely nowhere and them telling me, well, you don't have an account, when I clearly have because I've watched shows before, I say, okay, I'll call Verizon. So I call Verizon now. And Verizon has the thing where, okay, yeah, your estimated wait time is 15 minutes, but we'll save your spot in line and call you back. Have you had that happen with anything?
I've done that before
Yeah,
on
a few more places are
Yeah.
having that, which is fine. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. All right, Verizon's going to call me back. Enter your number. Whatever. Okay, we will call you back then. Thank you. Hang up the phone. Never get a call back. And now I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
these people are trying to kill me.
Yeah.
And I was so
And then you
annoyed.
want to get it figured out just because, like,
Well, just like, but also I'm like, God, I'm like losing so much of my life to these
Yeah,
people. They're taking
yeah.
it from me. And so, yeah, I guess at that point I was so frustrated that, well, I mean, at that point it was like 10 o'clock at night. I just was like, oh, I waited 3 hours. I never got a call back. So I have nothing to report. I still don't have Disney Plus.
So there
data.
was no
There's no
result.
conclusion to the story. So I'll have to report back. I guess what I'm saying is these are all first world problems, but a lot of people say these are first world problems. You're complaining about first world things, but I'm paying first world money.
Yeah,
I live in a first world society.
Yeah.
I have first world expectations.
gonna say
And my
expectations.
expectations are not, let's make it easier. Let's make my Verizon and Disney have life too hard. My expectation is no, these companies make how much money every year?
Yeah.
They own how much stuff? Figure your shit out.
yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I think that's fair.
So all I'm saying, guys, is if you have Verizon or Disney Plus, be careful. You could be
Yeah.
losing a lot of. Know what you're getting into because
Well, at first I was
they will
excited.
take you for a trip
I was
here.
excited when you said that it is free or free. I was like, ooh, maybe I
It
should
is
take
free,
Now I
and
don't-
people have it working. There are people that have it. I'm just not one of them,
I don't know if I
and
could,
it's not for a lack of
yeah.
trying.
I don't know if I could. We have within our family, we have this like circle ring of sharing.
Streaming services.
So we only pay for one streaming service, but we have HBO, Amazon Prime, Netflix, and Hulu.
Yeah.
and we pay for one of those. So
Fair is
like,
fair,
I
right?
don't know if a fifth one would do me any good at this point, or just like further make it so I don't know what to.
they do have a lot of content.
They do have a lot.
Every
is
Disney-
is Hulu tied to them? Then
Well,
too,
Disney
or
Disney owns Hulu.
Okay.
Disney owns Star Wars. Disney owns Marvel. Disney. I don't know if they own National Geographic, but National Geographic's on there too. So on Disney Plus, you get National Geographic, all the Marvel movies, all the Star Wars movies, all the Disney movies, all the Disney original movies, all the Disney Channel from back in the day, all the series that were on there. On top of like other stuff like Boy Meets World and those things are on there too. So
Hillary Duff. was
yeah,
it her-
yep, all that
her
stuff.
show was?
Yeah, all that. So there's a lot of content on there. But
Boy Meets World, good show.
yeah, I'm curious to know how it would hold up.
Whatever happened to Topanga?
I think I saw an Instagram post not that long ago. It was like the cast, and she still looks like the same, and everyone else looks like they've turned into old men.
The boy from Boy Meets World. What's his? I don't know what his name is, or the actor, or the person. I can't remember.
Is it Corey? I want to say
Corey's the
Corey.
older brother,
Is
I
it
think,
okay?
yeah.
It's like that's how long it's been since I've seen the show.
I don't know.
can't,
Maybe I'm wrong, but
I can't even remember.
I thought maybe it is Corey. No, I think you're right. I think
Is
it's
it?
Corey.
I just
Yeah.
my head. I remember Corey.
I think maybe
Topanga,
Sean was
Mr.
Corey's,
Feeney. Sean, yeah,
is
Sean was the
Corey's
friend, yeah.
yeah, Mr. Feeney. Corey's older brother is. Did you ever watch The Wonder Years?
I never watched that show.
Okay,
No.
the boy from The Wonder Years was those two are brothers.
Yeah, and I always struggled with like sitcoms as a kid. That just didn't keep my interest.
Yeah.
Boy Meets World was about as close as I got to
Yeah,
to
that
watching
was really
one.
more of a kid's.
It
show
was,
than
yeah.
it was
Like I didn't do Full House as a kid. That just didn't do it for me.
Yeah, Danny Tanner.
Yeah, no.
I think he has some pretty like off-color comedy too now. Like,
Yeah,
doesn't
yeah.
he?
Even Bob Saget kind of does too.
Or wait, maybe I'm confusing Bob Saget and those two right now. Or wait,
see, I don't know. I don't know the other guy's name. You're talking about the goofy guy, right?
no, I was thinking about Bob Saget.
Okay,
yeah,
yeah.
Bob Saget has some kind of
Yeah, like if you watch like the roast of Bob Saget, and
Okay.
things like he does.
Yeah,
He's a
yeah.
comedian. You know, he has. It's just like you wouldn't expect that out
right,
of him.
right.
But yeah, he has.
No, I wasn't talking about Joey.
Okay.
I think that Uncle Joey.
Yeah. That's who. That's who I thought
But
you were.
Aunt Becky. is
Going to the big house.
Yeah, right.
just cheat in college too many times, and the lawman will get
Yeah,
you.
that's right. What are we sitting at here, Louis?
We're a cool 67 minutes deep.
What are your thoughts on overrated and underrated for this?
We might
week?
as well do it.
All right, let's just do it.
We can't break that streak.
Yeah,
now.
I know that. That's honestly the biggest thing to me.
I know.
It's just
a
such
streak. It's a streak.
I might have to go back and look and see when we started it and see what our streak is.
It's probably been about a year, I bet.
You
right?
think so?
I think
yeah,
so.
That is a streak.
Because when Brad came, the last podcast Brad
Okay.
did was around this time last year, and we had been doing under-over for a little bit then.
Oh, we had? Okay.
Yeah, because we asked him some over-under
Yeah.
questions.
Okay. Damn. That's a lot of overrated.
It
Underrated.
is.
And I should caveat that there could always be repeats at this time, and we wouldn't know. But then again, you probably don't know, so it's okay.
No, yeah.
I'm not even. I might just stop addressing that because nobody will know any different.
Yep. Maybe my mind has changed.
Yeah. We'll go over last week's topics real quick, like we like to see how the people voted off of Instagram.
Yep. I do have one complaint about this already.
About what the people voted.
Yep.
Legos, you said underrated.
Yep. And everyone was in very good agreement on that.
79% underrated. Watchmen, the HBO series, you said underrated.
I said underrated, and people did not agree.
No, 64% overrated, which isn't huge. But
I also want to assume a lot of those people have not seen it.
that's typically the way that shows or movies go on here. People that haven't seen it, they're not voting. They're just saying overrated. So it's hard. Shows and movies have to be really good. Almost anything really has to be pretty good to get an underrated.
It has to be Lego quality.
Yeah. But yeah, people did say overrated on Watchmen, the HBO series. Goosebumps books.
I said overrated.
Yeah,
People
63% underrated. Nostalgia.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
I like the image that you used.
I thought that was really funny. I didn't even almost catch it at first. I was like, this kid just discovered masturbation. It's an actual Goosebumps cover. Last one, the topic was Rick and Morty.
I said overrated.
And the people said overrated, 55%. Pretty close on
I'm
that
assuming
one.
because a lot of people like me have not seen it.
Myself either. Like I said last time, I watched about 10 minutes, but yeah.
I just thought of this, Tanner. I don't want to forget. I really enjoyed the fan submission of the podcast of the Workaholics comparison.
Oh, that was great.
That was really good.
That was really
shout
good.
Out to I can't even
person
remember
that
who did that now.
You know who you are.
Yeah.
You're probably watching this. If you knew to even draw that, do you have it?
I'm gonna try and look really quick
Okay,
because you should get credit for.
Yeah, that was good. And what I said is like, well, you to Blake is a pretty easy like thing, but I was like, oh, the picture you captured of me versus Adam wasn't even that bad. But I was like, oh,
Ryan's gotten the Durs thing several times too, so Ryan could be the Durs.
And he does have that tall.
It's Big Bry Baby, Big BRYBABY.
Yes. And what he did is he took the Workaholics guys and like transposed our "Don't Curl in Me" flag in between them, and they're looking at each other like we sit and look like this as we record the podcast.
Yeah, and he put the lip leg cut out in between them. that was really good.
Funny.
Yeah,
like you might have to. We shared that on the story, but that's almost worthy of just sharing as a straight up post. I think.
Yeah, it's good.
That was good. Okay. This week's overrated or underrated topics. Are you ready?
I am ready.
Topic number 1, overrated or underrated Mad Libs.
What are Mad Libs? Is it the writing thing or what is it?
Mad Libs is when it's a story and there's words missing. And it'll say noun.
Oh, and you just put something in?
Yeah, and you write
is it
a noun
game?
in there.
Isn't there games like that though?
I suppose that they probably spun off into games, but it's where there's a story that the story maybe by itself isn't that humorous, but it'll say the blank dog and it'll say adjective. So you write an adjective and you'll say the horny dog.
Right.
And by the end of it, you have this silly story that
did blank to a fire hydrant.
Right.
Yeah.
So you obviously aren't that.
No, but like, does it come in a book?
Yes. And it has these different ones and you fill them out.
But like, you're supposed to just do it on your own. Like, to me, that seems like something you do as a game with people. Isn't it? Or you just sit there at your desk and just go, and like laugh.
I think it was funny for kids.
Is that what it was? Okay.
I remember having them when I was a kid.
So I never.
And I think it did get turned into probably games that worked in a similar way to that. But the original Mad Libs, I believe, was a book of those stories where you filled in. Actually, I'm saying that wrong. I think I don't even think you read the story and filled it in. It gave you a list at the top of the page that said adjective, noun, verb, and you filled all those in, and then you inserted them into the story.
Oh, and just see how it played out.
Yeah, and it said like noun 1,
gotcha.
Maybe that, I don't know. I'm struggling to remember that exactly, but
I think it has potential. There has, if a game doesn't exist of that, we probably need to look into that right now.
Yeah.
Because there's probably money to be made there. Because it's not that different from like an apples to apples or Cards Against Humanity thing, really.
Right.
in a more
Well, there's
adult
like
version.
12 different versions of that same
Oh,
game at this point.
Yes, there are.
That's like the most popular game, I think. Is
well, to
like,
the point where it's like played out. Now.
Yeah,
Like,
right. Yes,
it's
it
almost
is.
like lost its luster.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna say overrated just because I'm not familiar with it enough,
Yeah.
and I just don't get it enough.
Okay.
Maybe if I did a few, I'd be like, this is the thing.
Yeah,
But yeah, I'm gonna go overrated.
I guess as a kid, if nothing else, as I thought about it, like taught you
Like reading and
parts
creativity
of
stuff,
speech.
maybe.
Yeah.
But is that who it's marketed to? Kids? So that's where I'm confused again. If
I
it's
think
like
it is. I
If
don't
it's like
know.
getting kids reading and doing stuff, I'll say underrated. But I don't know enough about who it's
Yeah.
even marketed at.
I'm not even sure. I'm not sure. I think it is, but I don't know.
Well, I'll say overrated.
Okay. Overrated or underrated foam rolling?
I'm thinking on
the
this.
occasional gym related.
So
topic.
I always foam roll my back quick at the gym, if for no reason other than my back cracks like 4 times when I do it, and I just think like, all right, that's loosening me up a little bit.
Yep.
I'm not sure it actually does a whole lot other than it just gets me moving around before I start lifting. I do think it's probably overrated as a tool that people rely. Like I don't think like, oh, I foam rolled and just everything's good. I do have to say though, one time, whether it's coincidence or not, I don't know, but this is the only time it's ever happened in my life. It was about 2 years ago. I was getting severe, I don't even know if you would call it tendinitis or like muscle. It wasn't even like, it was maybe some extreme muscle tightness or something on squatting, to the point where my legs would be in pain. Squat has never, ever, ever bugged me ever. Like squat is like the one lift that can just feel good. Even when it's terrible, nothing hurts. I mean, it's hard, but nothing hurts. But it was the point where like up through my like upper thigh, especially, it would go down to my knees. But it was more up in my upper thigh, just extreme tightness. And if I sat for very long, it would just get really killer. And I was reading around, and one of the things that I read said you need to do or foam rolling. Like if you really focus on foam rolling, that'll loosen that area up, because it would be, if I'm doing 5 sets of 5, the 4th set, it was like things were finally loose and felt good. And all the warm up sets, the 3 sets before that felt like crap. So it's like, oh, I had 2 sets that even felt decent with the last 2.
Yep.
And that was, I would take, we have the big PVC pipe down there.
Yeah.
And I would just like lay on that thing and dig in.
Yep.
And I made a focused effort, and like really hitting that spot. And the pain would be there for the first couple warm-ups, but then by the time I got going, it was gone. And I'm like, oh, okay. And after like sticking with that consistently for like 2 months, it went away. And I've never had to go back to that area, and it's never came back either. So I don't know if it's just one of those weird things of where you were at in training and that's what was going on. But that's the only time I've ever felt like, oh, foam rolling did something. And again, I can't even say if that's what it was or if it was just, I was already getting over it. It's hard to say. I don't know. But I think people maybe rely on it as a crutch a little too much. I don't think it's a wonder cure at all.
Right.
I think it's just something you do and you're moving and maybe something's happening. I don't know. There's some science that supports it, I think, kind of.
Yeah.
But I'm still going to say overrated.
Okay. Overrated on foam rolling. Topic number 3, overrated or underrated. This was a fan submission. I didn't write down who it was, but you know who you are out there. Shower beers.
Shower beers. Have you seen Coors Light actually advertise their beer as like
No.
they have like they have a campaign.
Our camera went out too, by
I
the
see
way.
it,
I don't
yeah.
know when it happened, but
Coors Light does have a campaign around like just like one's like the beer for when you go golfing just to drink, and it's just like some guys just like not like they're like swinging with one hand like with their eyes closed drinking a beer, and like they have another one. It's like this girl coming home from work. It's like the beer of finally getting to take your bra off, and she's like taking her bra off and drinking a beer.
like
And
the beer of going for a cruise.
it's the beer of drinking and driving, careless drinking and driving.
just like barely driving.
Yeah. The beer of underage drinking. No, but then they did have one of like the beer of like when you just need one in the shower or something. And it's like a guy like, and they're all like really light. It's not like they're not trying to be like, haha, funny. They're just like, oh, there's like some lighthearted music playing in the background. And there's just like people being happy in their element.
Yeah.
Which is like, sure. I mean, that they are right. That is what their that is what their thing is. It's not like, oh, for people who demand the best tasting beer.
Right.
Can't even tell the difference. But So one of their advertisements, I did think it was kind of interesting that they are like pitching themselves as like, oh yeah, it's okay, have a shower beer. Like that's what we're for.
Right.
I think maybe it's underrated. I know I definitely don't take advantage of shower beers. I can only think of.
How long are you really in the shower for? That's the thing.
That's where I think in my life I've maybe had 2 shower. I can think of for sure I've had 1 shower beer. I don't know if I've had 2.
I've done it before, but probably somewhere in that same ballpark. But most of the time it's like, I'll just set it on the counter and have it when I.
Well, and it's like,
I'm only going to be in there for 3 minutes.
Well, for me, it's like I'm going to be washing my hair and stuff. And it's like soap and shampoo's going in the beer. Like, I don't need that in there because that's definitely going to overpower any flavor that exists in that can already. And like there's just hair and soap and shampoo everywhere. Like I'm so not concerned with that. And then on top of that, you got to get in a spot where water's not going to go in it. So that already rules out a lot of showers, you know, unless you're going to put it like way up high. But now it's like inconvenient to grab your beer. Right. But wow, I did say underrated, but now I'm thinking like I'm just making them.
It's almost like you got to make a really
shower beers are overrated because again, just you can drink one before you go in and you can wait 5 minutes. And also like if you're taking a hot shower, all that steam around your beer gets warm in a hurry.
And is it just something you do when other people are around so you can say that you're having a shower beer or like?
That's the only time I remember. The only time I can really remember having a shower beer is
like
I was
at a hotel room. And we're all just,
I was
getting drunk.
Yeah, I was at one of my friends their college house. Party, and it's like I think people were starting to show up. It's like, oh, I got a shower. People are getting here,
but I also got
to get this show on the road. I gotta have a beer before the party starts here. So it's like, all right, I'll have a shower beer. It's like, well, this doesn't work, you know. So yeah, shower bears.
So I'm saying
they're overrated.
You thought it out and go overrated.
I'm saying overrated shower beers.
Last topic, we actually talked about it a little bit. So overrated, underrated, Star Wars. I just watched one of the more recent movies as well.
I have not kept up on the more recent ones just because I haven't gone to them in theaters, and I don't have Disney Plus, Tanner. As
it was on, they're on.
Some of them are on Netflix. Some of them are on Netflix.
Yeah.
But you know, there's the new series out. What's it, The Mandalorian or whatever? And I've heard really, really good things about that, and I'd like to see it.
The Game of Thrones creators were supposed to be commissioned to do a Star Wars thing, and I think they backed out or something like that.
Yeah, I don't know if they were backed out or it was taken from them.
Okay, I gotcha.
You know, they got a lot of backlash after season 8 to the point where people hate them and everything about them. So
maybe that's what it was.
I'm not completely sure what happened there completely, but yeah, they are not involved anymore.
Okay,
and a lot of people on the internet that are very excited about that.
Okay, yeah. But this Star Wars topic is just the whole world.
The Star Wars universe.
Yeah.
I think it probably is underrated. You know, you can't have like a universe and something that big turn into that big, and then it's hard to say it's overrated because I'm doing the thing where in my head it is probably one of the top 3 like sci-fi series of all times, but I think justifiably so. You know, there's not like Star Trek doesn't hang with that at all.
No, Battlestar Galactica.
I don't know what else from a sci-fi standpoint even like has the longevity and the. Isn't it just the cutest thing you've ever seen, Tanner?
He's playing dead. It's a good hip stretch.
He really knows how to open. Yeah. My dog is laying on his back, and
spread eagle.
When he does that, he really has a real stuffed animal look to him. And his eyes are even closed. Wow, he's like sleeping. But there he moves. I've been a Star Wars fan since I've been in, I think, 1st or 2nd grade. It was the first time I saw him. You know, the old ones. I'm old enough that 1st or 2nd grade means episodes 1, 2, and 3 didn't exist yet. You know,
right.
So it is the old ones. But I've always liked Star Wars. I've always enjoyed it. I just haven't kept up recently, and that is on my list too. Like, all right, let's dive deep back into this universe and be excited about it. So I am gonna say Star Wars is underrated.
I like Star Wars, and I did not start liking it until like within the last 5 years. And I bought all the 6. And
did you?
Yeah, watched. And I
remember
those middle ones kind of suck.
Well, like 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember
those kind of like at the time they were probably good.
Oh, I think episode 1 came out when I was in like 5th or 6th grade.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, Darth Maul, this is the coolest bad guy. And like that's all that, and like pod racing. Right. That's all that registered in my brain. And I remember watching that movie several years later, like, I liked this as a kid because this movie kind of sucks.
Right.
Like outside of those parts I just said, episode 2 is hot garbage. Like when
Yeah.
Hayden Christensen is going
Yeah.
on about how he doesn't like sand because it's coarse and
Yeah.
rough. It's like, what is happening right now? This is so bad. Episode 3, I guess at that time is like, well, I think we have closure and there's
Yeah.
some more fight scenes. So maybe that was a little better. But yeah, overall, those ones
and I don't think those ones hold up. However, the original
hold
ones
up amazingly.
are great.
Yeah, they're so good.
Yeah.
I remember actually being in 2nd grade, show and tell. I remember doing show and tell with my Star Wars figures that I had at the time because I was so into I just
At
thought
least you
Star
didn't
Wars.
bring Beanie Babies.
Yeah, at least I didn't bring Beanie Babies. I did have some of those, but I didn't bring them. But no, I always loved Star Wars as a kid. That was so cool to me.
Yeah. So
Star Wars is underrated.
Okay, that wraps up the final topic of overrated, underrated, and draws us to a close of our podcast. We have talked about our apparel quite a bit throughout the episode in one way or another, but to mention again, we do have apparel available for you to purchase. We have started to run low on inventory and some stuff, but we are putting in huge restock orders over the... There's Bernie on the podcast right there. We are putting in pretty big reorders right now that you can... Like I said before, within the next 2 weeks, we should have mostly everything back. So if you're out of something, fill it out on our website. We do have, that's a new thing. We do have like an automatic restock notification system. So if something's out, you can fill in your email address and you will automatically get an email once we have it back in stock.
Yep.
So that's kind of a cool feature that we didn't have before. But otherwise, buy our stuff. Like us on YouTube. Like us on Facebook. Leave us an Apple Podcast review, preferably 5 out of 5 stars. Also, if you could just tell any of your friends about our podcast, that probably is still what helps the most. Helps us grow our audience and get more of the sponsors. Mm-hmm. And as long as we're talking about sponsors,
ooh, we
what
have
have
something
here?
that fits the bill.
Yeah, today's episode was brought to you by Spud Inc. The goal of Spud Inc. straps is to make products that support sports performance and help everyone achieve their training goals. They make products that last forever, won't bust your budget, and most importantly, leave no doubt about success when everything is on the line. Please check them out online at spud-inc-straps.com. This episode was also brought to you by Hybrid Performance Method. They're your one-stop shop for all things fitness and online coaching. Whether your goals are training-related, nutrition and body composition-related, or both, Hybrid has a program for you. With dedicated and experienced coaches in each strength and fitness discipline, you can rest assured that you're in the best hands possible. Please use our code MASS in all caps, and you can save yourself 5% off any training or nutrition membership for the life of your membership. Visit hybridperformancemethod.com. Today's show is also brought to you by Lifting Large. Lifting Large is your one-stop online shop for powerlifters, strongmen, Highland Games athletes, CrossFit athletes, and anyone that lifts iron. Visit liftinglarge.com today. There is free shipping on any orders over $60, and 99% of those orders are shipped the same day, the very same day that they are placed. Thank you to our sponsors. Thank you for everyone that's listening.
Tanner, we are at 1 hour, 26 minutes, and 30 seconds.
PR.
Is this our longest
I
ever?
think that's got to be
think
close
so.
to a PR.
Listen, I think we've done like an hour 20.
Yeah. So that's
I mean, we could keep going, but
We're just
This is also actually the latest we've ever recorded.
we're breaking so many
we're
PRs.
at like
this
10:30
week.
at night.
We're
We've
not
never
gonna save
recorded
ourse-
this. We've never recorded this late in the night before.
We're not going to have any PRs left to break if we keep breaking
No.
them at this rate.
Find something else to do.
That's right, I guess. Tommy, what do you got for the Instagram handle?
You can follow me at Tomahawk_D.
And you can make sure to follow the official Massenomics Instagram page at Massenomics. That wraps us up for this episode. We'll see you for the next one.
See ya.